So it's scheme wise and then kick direction wise. So the ball going to his side, you just hold out his hand. They know he's sending a signal to the guys up front, telling them who to block and things like that. So it's all scheme wise. And if it's coming to my side, I just hold my left arm out. And the people up front know it's coming to me.
How much does playing running back help you as a kick returner, being able to see vision wise and cut?
I think it helps a lot, honestly, because like you said, it's in and out, small holes, small creases you got to get through. So definitely, I think vision plays a part to being effective on the kickoff return. So two running backs back there, I think it will be excel on kickoff return for sure.
You felt you've done so far in your preseason work?
All right. I mean, I haven't been able to get much going, so just all right, honestly. But coming to the rest of the season.
What are your impressions of this offense in general from what you've seen here at Alton training camp?
We got a lot of playmakers, honestly, all over the place. We stacked in the receiving group, stacked in the running back room. We got Bryce out there, and we got great tight ends. We're going to get Tommy back. JT had a great training camp. So, honestly, that's what I see, a lot of playmakers. So we definitely going to have a dangerous offense for sure.
There was a recent poll that ranked the running back room, I think, 28th in the NFL. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that people are sleeping on this room?
Oh, for sure. They definitely sleeping, but, that's an opinion. Honestly, I don't really get caught up too much in it. Only time will tell, and we'll see when the season starts.
Like, no.
Talk about it at all.
You've just done all right. What would good look like in your mind?
Getting some explosives. I mean, I had a couple good catches. That was it. But I'm talking about as far as the running game-wise, I hadn't really got much going. But, so good to look like having some explosives, moving the chains, getting some first downs and things like that.
How do you feel that you and Chuba complement each other, kind of from a change of pace perspective?
I honestly think with the way our offense ran, we got similar running styles. Honestly, physical downhill runners and things like that. But can't say too much. We'll be out there during the season and things like that. But I think we complement each other well. When he go in, when I go in, I think it's no drop off in the offense. So that's one thing that's gonna help us. And then defense got to stop it all 4 quarters. So.
How's just the talent and the offensive scheme and everything you've got now compared to what you've had in the past in the NFL?
I played in Dallas with a lot of explosive people as well, with Dak, CD, and Turpin, and Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup. And so, I mean, pretty much talent-wise and things, we got it here too. We just as explosive as I was only in Dallas, so for 5 years. Just as explosive as them. We got T-Mac and Xavier and Hunter Winfro, Adam Thielen, D-Mo. We explosive. So, and then we got running backs as well that can go in. So I think we're going to be top tier for sure.
In that same vein, coming from Dallas's offensive line to the Panthers' offensive line that has had 2 years of consistency, what have you seen from the Panthers' offensive line that is kind of similar to what you saw in Dallas?
That was one of the reasons that I came here, just watching the O-line, they heavily invested in it. And like you said, those guys have been consistent. And Chuba was able to come off his best season, and me as well in Dallas. But those guys up front work hard and get the job done. So get D-Lou back out there, and you got Rob and Timo and all those guys there. So they've been able to get those O's opened up. And it's a similar scheme that I was in Dallas, outside zone, mid-zone type run scheme. So everything pretty much similar for me.
So you're not too worried that the Panthers have only scored 1 touchdown in 2 preseason games?
Oh, no, not at all. It's the preseason. The games didn't go the way we wanted them to go. Obviously, we want to go out there and, like I said, get some points and move the chains and things like that. But we haven't been able to in those 2 preseasons and the limited reps that we got. But I think we put in great work in the scrimmages and in the practices against each other, and I think it all pay off at the end. So
good. I was just definitely anxious, especially coming back from camp. As soon as I got back, got through a oblique injury, knees being good, and I think a big thing for me was just making it through a whole week and traveling with the team Wednesday, practicing Thursday, doing the walkthroughs and everything, and then just being able to finish out the week in the game. So I think that was a great thing. Definitely had to try to convince all the coaching staff to let me out there, but it was cool.
You mentioned that you kind of even begged him at a point. What did that conversation look like?
I think it was a lot of pestering all week leading up to that. I definitely sat on the sideline and a high anticipation the week before for the Cleveland game and didn't practice. So, to get back out there was awesome.
How tough has it been just to be patient and just to wait for that week?
It's been a long 9 months, to say the least. So just, just to know what it took to get back to this point, and then being able to just enjoy the moment.
I got to enjoy it for 3 plays. Your persuasion wasn't as good as you hoped, I guess.
Yeah, it was a little teaser out there, but I'll take what I can get.
When y'all saw or found out about Scorton and what happened to him?
So everybody thought he cramped, and we found out kind of like later on in the locker room. So we found out he was already headed back to Charlotte at that point. So I mean, just definitely reach out, see how he's doing.
Dave talks about wanting to get you guys prepared from like a routine standpoint of like going to sleep, knowing you're going to play, all that stuff. How much does that factor into the mental side of the game on game days?
I think for me a lot. Like I kind of like being in the same routine leading up to the game. I feel like I have an away routine and a home routine, and just being able to, kind of phase into the night and go to bed, or sit up and watch TV and just kind of turn the phone off at a certain time and kind of get ready for that Sunday morning. That's all I really care about, to be honest. So, call and say goodnight to my family, and then I'm sitting there. I might watch TV for a little while. I might go to bed, and then get ready. My mind's fully focused on Sunday. So.
Somebody that is so locked in on a routine like that last year must have been to lose that routine. How tough was that for you?
It sucked. To be honest, it did. It was awful. I had to watch the games at home at first until I could start walking again, and that was awful. Spent a lot of time yelling at my TV, but other than that, it was great. I think I just truly take everything from that adversity of the injury last year, and it just makes me appreciate the game so much more.
You've always taken a lot of pride in playing a lot of snaps, high percentage. How hard is it being managed on your way back, knowing that's what you want to do?
It's very hard, especially coming back into it, kind of just having to, have a certain percentage going into the days. I mean, it's been really hard. I always want to just push myself to, where practice is so hard that, I'm about to pass out. So, that's one of those things where, I think I've learned to just, right now in this moment, I mean, they haven't steered me straight. So, I mean, I'm going to keep following the plan, and, we're going to go from there. Definitely pushing myself right now to get back in shape and be able to get ready to go. And, it's just been, I don't know, man. I just think it's crazy, to go from being 9-10 weeks now non-weight bearing, and then trying to walk again, and then getting to the point you can run, and then trying to build your stamina up. I mean, it was tough.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, is there less pressure on you to play those high workloads like you have in the past based on the guys they brought in this offseason?
Yeah, I mean, I always want to be on the field, though, That's how you hang around for a little while in the league. So I always want to be on the field, but, it's going to be up to the coaches. I think there's a plan in place right now. So, I'll play as much as hopefully it's a 3-quarter plan. And, if the game's on the line in the fourth quarter, they kind of let me burn up a little bit. So we'll see.
We know about the physical component, but there's also a mental component from coming back from that kind of injury. How have you kind of overcome that maybe the mental trepidation that comes with that?
I think I kind of passed that in the summer, just reloading that leg, constantly putting, weight into it. I think, when I came back on the first day of practice, and I was going against Damien, and, it kind of moved a little bit, but then I put the leg in the ground, and I was like, it works. So, that was kind of one of those moments where I was like, all right, I'm good. So I haven't thought about it since.
I know you Auburn guys stick together. What did you think of Auburn retiring Cam Newton's number today?
I thought that was awesome. Cam's one season. Everybody says it's just one season, but, man, it was a legendary one, especially one down in the Plains. I know how the school, definitely has, cherished the moments that he made and led the school to. So, I'm ready to celebrate that with him.
Derrick, you mentioned watching the game from the sideline and at home. A'Shawn Robinson took on kind of like the brunt of the heavy snaps last year, and he's stepped up as a leader. What have you seen from him in the locker room, and what is he like as a teammate?
We always mess with him because he's the old guy in the locker room. He's 30 plus, so he's one of those guys that he's like, man, every single day he's getting work done and all this stuff. And I told him the other day, I'm like, Aaron, I understand now. Like, it's been a fight to get back. And he's like, I told you. So, just I think having his, I would say experience to be able to share with us, I mean, it's been great. So having him in the room, asking him questions, doing all this, extra stuff, I mean, it's just great. He laughs and jokes with us. So, I mean, it's awesome.